I remember years ago being intrigued by Napoleon's lightning campaign across Italy in 1796. His small, ragged army of less than 38,000 men began the campaign against 60,000 Piedmontese and Austrians. And yet, Napoleon had victory after victory, and once I researched more thoroughly, I was puzzled by the numbers. For example, at the Battle of Mondovi, he outnumbered the Piedmontese. And at the Battle of Castiglione, he also had more men on the field than the Austrians. How was he able to pull this off? I thought he was the one outnumbered. And that's when I was introduced to the military principle of concentration of force and defeat in detail. Author Edward J. Erickson writes, "Defeat in detail is a doctrinal military term that means to defeat an enemy by destroying small portions of its armies instead of engaging its entire strength. Practically speaking, this happens when the mass or weight of one army is brought to bear against smaller portions of an opposing army, thereby achieving decisive superiority. This is most often seen when an army divides itself into smaller groups, which can easily be separated and defeated in isolation." So it pretty much works like this. Let's say this is your objective, and you only have 12,000 men, while the enemy has 20,000. This is what Napoleon would do. He would advance and spread out his forces. Consequently, the enemy disperses their forces as well and garrisons each town. Now, remember, you must always have superior numbers when you are the attacking force. Only then can you be sure of victory. So, if you were to order a mass attack all along the front, it would be 3,000 versus 5,000. Not good odds. However, Napoleon would do something clever. On the eve of battle, he would concentrate his forces, perhaps leaving only small detachments to cover the front. And then he would choose to attack only one point, preferably the weakest, and crush them there. Thus, at the actual point of contact with the enemy, it is you who outnumbers them. This is the concentration of force. And because the enemy units were so spread out and far apart from each other, they put themselves in a position to be defeated in detail. It's brilliant, yet simple. You end up engaging only a portion of the enemy instead of its whole army. And it's important to note that a crucial factor for this to occur successfully is having capable forces who can maneuver quickly before the opposing side catches on to what you are doing. So speed helps you achieve surprise, thus ensuring victory. Napoleon would use this strategy during his campaigns. He constantly defeated superior armies separately before they were able to combine against him. Other historical examples include the Battle of Tannenberg. In the beginning phase of World War I, a German army was able to defeat two Russian armies separately. In the Balkan Wars, the Ottoman army was defeated because it was divided into several groups. Their enemies therefore were able to achieve numerical superiority on the battlefield. Rommel, in the North African campaign, would always mass his tanks when fighting the British. He once remarked to a captured British officer, "What difference does it make if you have 2 tanks to my 1 when you spread them out and let me smash them in detail?" And General Stonewall Jackson in 1862 was able to fight off 3 Union armies totaling 52,000 men with only an army of 17,000. And if you want to see how he did that, you can click here for that video.